After a couple weeks and a few days of thinking about watching, I decided to start watching One Punch Man Season 3, and it is a very big disappointment. Now, when I started watching One Punch Man the first season, I was in high school, so I was pretty amazed. I thought the animation was really good, the characters were really cool, and then Season 2 came around and that shit was ass. That was a very big dip in quality from what I saw in the past, and then I was kind of debating whether or not I should bite the bullet and start watching Season 3, because I was worried that it was going to be just as bad, and I was right. It was terrible. The first two episodes that I watched, the only ones that are out right now, it is way worse than what was in Season 2, and that was already bad. So JC Staff did this one. They also did Season 2, so it's pretty alarming seeing that the quality just took a straight dip for the first two episodes, even though they had a little bit more time and potentially a bit more resources, maybe more of a budget. I don't know. I know animation is hard. I know it's a very grueling process. There's all this stuff with deadlines, budget, the people who have to make the stuff. So I know it's hard work and it takes a lot of time to make something great, but I don't think JC Staff is the right studio to make One Punch Man Season 3. Any other studio would have been fine. Maybe they couldn't get Ufotable or Bones just because they're so busy with all their other stuff like Demon Slayer or My Hero. And Mappa is just a whole nother fucking story. Those fuckers are just running on fumes right now. They're taking on so many goddamn projects that is just insane. Hell, even Studio Trigger would have been nice. I think Studio Trigger would have been fucking cool. Just like all this fucking cool stylistic animation that you'd see in Cyberpunk would be awesome for One Punch Man. I think that'd be really awesome, but we didn't get that. We just got JC Staff again. Now, I'm not the biggest One Punch Man fan. I know a lot of people are. It's a really beloved franchise and manga. Fucking Murata is probably one of the greatest mangaka artists I've seen. He makes some insane shit. I've seen some of his manga panels. Fucking wild. I don't know what inspiration that guy has in his sleep, but he is just on a whole nother level. I gotta give him props. And it's just really sad to see that these studios are just spitting on his shit by making stuff look so bad. Because the second episode, I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it already, but that one shot where Garo is just fucking being dragged on a PNG across some land. It's just so stupid. It honestly just feels like a big slap in the face to One Punch Man fans. Now, this isn't the first time people have seen stuff like this. Blue Lock, for example, Season 2 was just a whole mess because it was just still frame after still frame with monologuing happening all the damn time. And when the last episode hit, it was just a breath of fresh air. They put all their budget into that last episode, and they made something really fucking cool. I can tell that they waited for that one moment and saved the whole budget for that because they knew they were able to make something really cool out of it. So potentially it could get better. I'm not really holding my breath just because after seeing Season 2, I don't think it will get better. I could be wrong. That could always happen, but I don't really see it happening. One thing I really want to point out is just how weird the times are when it comes to animation. I watch a ton of anime. I've watched like 10 or 12 every season whenever stuff comes out. And I usually just watch anything that comes under the sun. If it's got like a funny name or an interesting premise, then I'll watch it. And I've just seen so many shows have so much better animation than this. Stuff that no one's really even heard of. Even some of the more unpopular and controversial shows have way better animation. Like Rent-A-Girlfriend, for example. That story is complete ass. The characters suck. The whole premise of it is just really stupid. But it comes out like once a year or every 2 years. And for some reason, the animation is just a goddamn legend. It's insane how good it looks for it being so controversial and hated on by so many people, which is pretty nuts. I've seen Rule 34 artists do better animation than what One Punch Man Season 3 was these past two episodes. And the show's been out for 10 years. That's a long ass time. I would think that they would probably have something insane coming out of the gates here, because I really don't know how long One Punch Man is. I haven't really delved that far into it. I'm just the anime watcher. I don't read the manga for it, and it's kind of just flown off my radar for the past few years, so I kind of just stopped paying attention to it. I was just moving on to other stuff. I was watching other stuff like slice of life, drama, horror, anything else. Because I'm not that big a shonen fan anymore. I kind of got tired of all the power scaling stuff, the Zenkai boosting, and they all just kind of felt the same to me. I don't really see the appeal in them anymore. I mean, the animation and stuff and the fight scenes are cool, but after seeing a few of them, you kind of start to realize that they're all pretty much the same most of the time. But for it to just be 10 years and the animation quality to dip like that is pretty alarming. One show that has been going on for 10 years, but it has less seasons, is Panty and Stocking. The show came out before One Punch Man, and it didn't get its second season until a couple months ago. And the animation, phenomenal. Even though it's like a cartoon stylish animation, it is steps beyond what is going on in One Punch Man Season 3. And it's kind of funny. For a show that does not take itself seriously, and it's written off as a joke most of the time, has got way better transitions and fight scenes than what is going on right now in One Punch Man, which I think is kind of funny. I'm glad that a lot of these other studios are putting in so much passion to these projects that don't get a lot of love, and I think it's a good thing. There's a ton of them that definitely deserve the highest quality animation, and I think people should pay more attention to them rather than just focusing on the shonen stuff. But on the other hand, it's One Punch Man. It's a very beloved franchise, and I know a lot of people love it. I may not be the biggest fan, but there are a lot of people who love it. I would hope that the studios who are running these shows are at least listening to the fans and trying to make something decent out of it. Even though it's just so popular, I know everyone would just watch it no matter what, but people are just really disappointed by it, and I can see why, respectfully so. I'm probably not gonna watch it anymore. If it gets good at the last episode, then maybe I'll pick it up again and just see what all the hype was, but it's probably not gonna happen.
And I don't think JC staff is to blame for everything. They don't really do these kind of projects. They're more of the slice of life, drama, romance stuff. There's some action stuff in between, but they don't really take on projects like this. So it's not entirely their fault. I think it's the people who are just running it that are at fault here, because if they saw the feedback that was going on in season 2, I would hope that they would have learned. But like I said, I'm pretty sure it's just an IP thing to where they know everyone would watch it. They just want to crank it out because they know it's been waiting for so long. But I would rather have my favorite manga not get made into an anime if it meant that a certain studio was making it and it was going to be such a low quality. I would hope that they have the more proper one to make something look awesome and worth my time. And it kind of just felt like the opposite of that with this season. And I'm glad people are talking about it. I'm glad it's getting traction on the internet, and I think people should talk about it. It's something beloved by a lot of people. I feel like you should be able to voice your opinion if you don't like something. And if you don't say anything, you're pretty much just giving these studios permission to just run your franchises into the ground. Maybe it'll get better, or maybe they'll switch to a different studio for the next one. I don't know. I'm pretty out of the loop now. I'm probably not going to watch it anymore just because it's not my favorite show, like I said. Yeah, it's a pretty big disappointment for a lot of people. So I'm not holding my breath for anything spectacular that's going to come out here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. That's all I want to talk about. Thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll talk to you later. See ya.